Okay, we're gonna try this again, because for whatever reason I hit an internet spike and it wasn't actually allowing me to, like, log back in and continue streaming. So let's go ahead and start this up again. Skip past the dialogue we already went through.
Graceful. By the
Racevelga. The true. But speak it. I have sur. Then the spirit.
Be that as it, we would spare.
Okay, so this is where we were before it, like, crashed on us.
Your tale bears scant resemblance to the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, Dragon, why should I believe your version of events?
What thou choosest to believe is immaterial. The betrayal that yet haunts mine in every waking moment is no less the truth to my kind. And Nidhogg meaneth for Dordan's people to suffer for this sin till the end of days. That which thou imaginest a war of extinction is but a punishment, a siege of the spirit. Hast thou not seen who's tire of the torment? Those who abandon their own and side with the dragonkind?
Ishgard's so-called heretics.
Know that all the traitor's progeny bears a trace of Radatusker's essence, but a sip of our blood is enough to awaken it.
Then the seed lies within us.
It is for this reason that those who abandon their loyalties are rewarded with a drink, and thus they are transformed to join the ranks of Nidhogg's ever-growing army of newborn dragons. One by one, through death or defection, our brood brothers shall account for all the betrayer's children.
Ye gods, I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagined it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 12 forgive us. To think of all the dragons we've slain!
There will always be some, of course, who choose to fight until the bitter end, like thee, Dragoon. But struggle as thou might, thy youthful vigor will be spent by thou reachest 210. And Nidhogg shall remain to torment thine offspring.
Oft have I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all, but vengeance, an eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister.
Thou hast the right of it, Dragon Slayer. Comprehendest thou now the futility of thy quest?
I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhap our words will sway him.
Stubborn child, thou thinkest in mortal terms. Our perception of time is too broad for thee to grasp. It's a simple matter for thee to offer thine apologies. Thou dost not perpetrate the crime. Despite thy visions, the deed of history seems distant to thee. For a worm such as Nidhogg, however, that history is yet part of his present, as fresh as the blood that did gush from Ratusker's wounds. How could he not be driven mad? Tis only by the calming embrace of Shiva's soul that mine own fury hath not consumed me. What? But let us speak no more about what is done. My faith in your kind is spent, and would be alone. Okay. Raisfelgar was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined. His voice fairly dripped with power. Thy will behind his words so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. 'Tis but a pity that I misliked what he said. So far did we travel, even unto the heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. And far from mitigating this humiliation, the hidden truths we have learned serve only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course.
Well, what do you propose we do now? I, for one, am intent on continuing to the east.
What is there to be found in the east?
Nidhogg's lair, the Eyrie, is said to lie in that direction. And the eye tells me he is near.
You cannot still mean to slay him.
You cannot still mean to stop me. I have been true to my word and aided you in this fool's errand with Hraesvelgr. But your efforts at parley have come to naught, Lady Iceheart. I would see Ishgard saved, and for that, Nidhogg must die.
With the tale of our ancestors' vile betrayal yet ringing in your ears, you speak of continuing this war?
Nay, lady. I would but pierce its vengeful heart. When Nidhogg dies, this war shall die with him.
A moment, Estinian. You yourself spoke of the Great Worm's strength, that you believed him powerful enough to raise your city to the ground. How then are we few to challenge him? Even behind the stout walls of Ishgard, with an army of knights manning the defenses, our victory would be hard won. Yet you propose to contend with the beast in his own lair.
In close combat, this will afford us an advantage. And with two Azure Dragoons working in unison, who can say what might be possible?
Okay, you find it interesting that the dialogue clearly changes based on your classes.
But such speculation is meaningless if we cannot even find the worm. Our first task must be to seek out Nidhogg's lair.
The story of this nation grows bloodier by the moment. Must death always be answered with more of the same?
Such is the way of things, I fear. I shall consider it a miracle if mine armor is not stained crimson ere this conflict is ended.
That I should be blinded by my own lies. Everything I believed, everything I thought I was, gone. All gone.
Leave her. Your words will not reach her now. And we have not the time to wait for her to gather up the pieces of her shattered faith.
Okay, so now we have to go search for the Avery, or whatever it's called. Oh wait, no, actually defeat enemies as I search for it. Got it. Okay. Oops. Didn't even realize there was a quest here. Look, adventure, it's another Moogle that needs our help. I wonder where his troubles will lead us, Kupo. This won't do. This won't do at all, Kupo. Whatever shall I do? What's wrong, Kupo? What won't do? Well, I came here from Asha because of the flowers here bloom so lovely, and every day I wanted to water them without fail, but these damn discourteous dragons came in and started stamping all over them. I could stay their lack of manners for so long until one day I gave them a STEM lecture in hopes they would change their ways, but dragons being dragons, they roared and gnashed their teeth and chased me from my beloved flower bed. No choice but to go back to Asha, but the dragons are stalking the road home. All I want to do was take care of the flowers, and now I'm trapped over here, Kupo. And that's quite the quandary. All I have to do is protect you on your way home, Kupo. Those dragons won't dare come near my mighty blade. Venture, come close. We will form our battle strategy. Venture, I know you've helped me in the past, and I must ask you to let me take care of this past myself. To be a member of the Palm Guard not only requires a generous heart, but a strong arm as well. I shall guide this Moogle safely home by virtue of my own blade, Kupo. But there are lots of dragons on the road to Asha, and if one were to happen to attack, you have my permission to come to our rescue. Moogle's no good to anyone until he's become dragon fodder. Our strategy has been carefully thought through, and it's time to set out. Fall close behind, Adventure, so that you may bask in the courage of Moogle kind. Did I grab this? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Cool. The dragon almost cornered us, Kupo, but thanks to you, we have not suffered a scratch. Let's continue our way to Asha. Asa, however you say it, I don't know. Okay, so there's no more of those on the map. It's all gonna be quest stuff. Weeding in Hill. Fine, we'll attack you right now. I almost had him this time. Just a few more swings of my sword and the dragon would have fallen before me. A little further to Asha. Come, Adventure. Despite our hardships, we've finally completed our journey, but Adventure, I'm ashamed I wasn't strong enough to protect this Moogle on my own. When the dragon lets out a terrifying roar, I couldn't do anything but cower in fear, Kupo. Fret not, Maglio. If not for you by my side, I've never been able to return to Asa. Your courage was truly inspiring, Kupo. Thank you for your encouragement, but Palm Guard would never take the Moogle like me. The only action is to help more Moogles, Kupo. My courage shall not falter again. Now I'm off to find another Pom-Pom in need of aid. Should have been around here somewhere. There we are. Adventure, look, it's a Moogle from the Palms Garden. He's been knocked unconscious, or is he napping? The only way to find out. Ask him, Kupo. This is the end, Kupo. Speak to me. What happened to you? I was on patrol. I was caught unawares and I was attacked. You were attacked? By whom, Kupo? A tree. There's a tree on my head. Attacked by a tree. Adventure, I'm afraid this is nothing but a clumsy Moogle, Kupo. My life is flashing before my eyes. If only I had bought more Kupo nuts, I could have pulled through. It's just a slight bump on the head. He'll be fitting about in time. Nevertheless, a Moogle is in need, and I shall help however I can. Adventure, let us discuss our new strategy. Well, everyone knows moving about when hidden in your head is dangerous. What's more is the area is crawling with carnivorous monsters, so we can't leave him here. Once that, you'll go and keep the Kupo nut while I stand guard. Alas, once again, I lack the strength to refuse your aid. Adventure, hurry and bring the Kupo nut, and before one of these mean-looking monsters decide to get curious. Getting a Kupo nut should be simple as asking Mogzia, who works after Mog's home supply. Explain the situation. She'd be willing to part with a nut or two, Kupo. Okay, well, we can just kind of teleport. No, that's the wrong place. Teleport to Mog home. What's that? A palm guard in need of a Kupo nut. It's a terrible thing for a palm guard Moogle to be trapped out in the wild without their precious nuts. Very well, take as many as you need. Bring them back to him quick. Are you looking for us, Kupo? Anarchiasaur was getting a little too close for comfort, so Maglio and I fled over here. I mean, oh, my poor head. Did you happen to bring me a Kupo nut? Oh, thank heavens, Kupo. It's so delicious. It's been so long. Yes, I can feel it. I can feel the power, Kupo. Ah, it's good to feel alive again. I must remember to bring more Koopa nuts with me on the next patrol. You saved my palm, Kupo. My thanks, Maglio. Without your aid, I would have met an untimely demise, Kupo. You are too kind. All I did was flee from the Archaeosaur. Nonsense, Kupo. You could have left me to be prey to the wild beast, but you risked your pom-pom to carry me with you. You could hold your head high. But this is not the ideal place for a long-winded praise. Let us return to Mogholm and seek out Captain Moglo, Kupo. Hey, Nocturnal. How's it going? Captain Moglo? Why, whatever for, Kupo. All shall be revealed in good time, and yes, your companion may come along as well. Hope you're doing well today. Okay, so I'm going to actually make my way up here first, and then we can return to Mogholm, because I think this will actually unlock our next dungeon. So you doing good? Got done with night 2 of WrestleMania? Can't say I watched too much of that.
We should. Get snacks and watch WrestleMania.
Huh?
Let's get snacks and watch WrestleMania.
No, I'm good on that one.
We missed out.
Let's see. Why could be taking her so long, Kukubo? My replacement should have been here already. I don't see her anywhere. I'm so hungry. I bet she went home on account of all those troublesome Tola hands that have been flapping about. It's like 4 of them. They should secure a safe path, giving your replacement no excuse. Please, my stomach begs you, Kupo. Let's see. I got my mage level 30. Nice. It's not too bad. If you're level 30 now, you can just kind of use, your daily leveling roulette, and that should give you like a level or 2 a day. And honestly, you should be focusing on story anyway, so that'll definitely level you up. Don't worry, the game will give you your levels.
Is that it?
Hell, there's some really easy ways to do it too.
Aye, that would be the Airy. I feel Nidhogg's presence through the eye, his caustic hatred gnawing at my soul. 'Twould seem the death of his consort has put him on guard. Mark how he wards his lair with tempestuous winds.
A similar barrier once barred our entrance to the primal Garuda's domain, until we discovered the means by which it could be penetrated. Mayhap it is time we called upon Master Garland. 'Twill be just like the good old days, no?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure now we gotta go back to, fuck. I've kind of forgotten what it's called. The main city, Ishgard. Force of sufficient power to break through the Primal's defenses might conceivably grants us access to Aerie. But I can offer no better solution. Pray consort with this engineer friend of yours. Very well, on the condition that you will swear not to Lord Nidhogg from his lair in our absence. And steal the glory for myself, you mean? I'm not so selfish as that. Contact me by Link Pearl when the preparations are complete, and we shall set forth from Ishgard together. I suggest we rendezvous back at St. Rainet's Forum, Lions. From what I gleaned from the Holy Sea's decidedly ambitious airship project, Sid will still be in Ishgard. Okay, but before that, we have a couple things we gotta do. Still in here. Yeah, I wouldn't worry, because like I said, the grind isn't really that bad. Now, when you're going for your relics, that's where the grind gets pretty bad. But leveling is nothing. Like, just to show you, I have quite a few classes at level 50 already. DLC for Heavensward is such a slot. Yeah, it's a bit. And they cut back on some of it, but it's worth doing. Thank you. Now the Tullahans are getting out of the way. It's only a matter of time before my replacement gets here. It's about to pass out from hunger, so I think I'll go out ahead. What could go wrong, Kupo? Okay, so that should be that one done. Should have one more somewhere in the world. Oh, yeah, there's a couple over here. Okay, let's knock out these quests a bit. Moghome's upper layer is bathed in sunlight. That's why the Kupo trees grow lush and leafy. I think a few would look perfect in my garden. I want the best trees, and that means the best Kupo nuts. Magzelia tends to the gardenery up above. Ask him if you can part with some. 5 should be enough, Kupo. Oh, so you're the daring Moglio, whom I've heard so much. I've given to understand you've been helping our troubled brethren across the land. I merely do what any upstanding Moogle would, Kupo. Through my trusty companion here to deserve much more of the credit. Although you have your Avenger's hand to aid you, you must stop this one Moogle crusade. Should the worst happen, it would be grievous loss, Kupo. Are you saying I can't even help with just one more Moogle? But I just wanted to prove myself worthy of the Palm Guard. Do not make me repeat myself, Mooglio. Though your intent is noble, you cannot continue helping other Moogles alone. Now, henceforth, you will do so as a member of the Palm Guard, Kupo. Me, and the Palm Guard. We could ask no greater honor than to count you among our ranks. Moogles all over. A brother of the Palm Guard among them, vouch for your skill and valor both. I can think of no worthier addition to our ranks. Hear, hear, Kupo. Are you sure I'm strong enough? Strength is important, 'tis true, but it is not without courage, and courage is something you do not want for, Kupo. I have great expectations of you, Moglio. It's everything I've ever dreamed of. It's even better than the time I ate 4 Kupo nuts at once. Finally, I'm Moglio of the Palm Guard, Kupo. Welcome to the Brotherhood, Kupo. Come with me and I shall introduce you to everyone. Let's see. I don't think I need any of these because they're not really that great for us. Let's see. Give me a second, jeez. I'm trying. Let's see. That's what I do with my mate. Level boost my other characters. Doing it with each character would be too much of a. It's not that bad. Trust me. If you check in, there are ways to help with the level. Getting your rested experience. Like when you log off, make sure you always log off in an inn or in towns. This symbol will give you boosted experience. Every time you do your leveling queue, you're guaranteed like a level at the very least. And there are also things you can do called here, I'll show you. Levitt quests. They are ways to kind of like just some additional quests you can do. Its main focus is just giving you as much experience as possible. The leveling is not a thing that you have to worry about, trust me. The reason for that, they don't typically like people leveling boosting for a couple reasons. A, as you're leveling up your job, it helps you it kind of teaches you how to play said job. And a lot of people who level boost will go into endgame content not knowing how to play their class. And that can be very upsetting, especially as that can mean the runs are a lot longer. And the other thing is, like, if you try to level boost, it tends to, like, skip a lot of the story. So people typically don't kind of frown on it, because the story is kind of like the best part of this game. So Mogomo is in need of Kupo nuts. He has been a good friend. Very well. Take as many as you need. Just pick them straight off the branches, Kupo. Like, just as so you can show you, I'm currently going through the story, right? My official MSQ class level is 54. On this, on Dragoon, I'm 58, and I got Bard at 57. So, like, I think, like I said, you easily become overleveled just by playing the game. I know Mogzile will pull through in providing only the best. Will you be able to find the nuts I require? Yep, there you go. Have fun. My thanks. I couldn't have picked firmer nuts myself. The trees which sprout for these will be the envy of gardeners everywhere. One day, people on the surface will visit Mog home in numbers like never before, bringing shiny tools and other sundries I can barely imagine. The day I shall show my glorious Kupo nuts, and I'll have no choice but to trade for my superior products. Just you wait, Kupo. what is your thoughts on the fight so far? Like the big events of like you might be coming up to Titan soon. I think he's like 34, 35. But you should have at least done the Ifrit so far. I'm just gonna do these quests over here real quick, because this one should give me the other Aether Current, which I need to fly. And then when we eventually come back to this location, we will get our last quest one. By the way, that was just the normal version of that fight. There is a much harder run for, not that it's too much harder, but there's like a hard and extreme version of it. Recent spat of dragon attacks have been keeping us on guard. We can never be too careful. But no mogul can keep watch forever. My ship replacement were due to arrive some time ago, but there's no sign of them. Can you see if they've run into any trouble along the road, Kupo? Yeah, Ifrit's kind of like on the easier side of things, but trust me, they get a lot cooler. A friend of mine is in Mugholm has been quite obsession with the tools of the landlords. It's easy to see why. We Mughals love shiny things, Kupo. Tools from ages lost can be found strewn about landlord colony, right for the taking. My friend Mogmill would be overjoyed if you can find and deliver a few pieces to him in Mugholm. Great. I don't remember, to be honest with you. Not for a while. I think there is a way to actually replace it yourself, but I'm not too sure. No, I don't think it's that long. I do think it's... Fuck it. There is a particular thing. It's like, has to do with, I thought it was based on, like, if you get to the latest expansion, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's supposed to signify that you're a sprout to the game. Hide and Seek seems like a fun game at first, but I had no idea everyone would be so good at it. Now I just want to go home. Could you find the other 3 Mughals and tell them it's time to leave, Kupo? This is gonna be a pain without being able to fly. I can't believe you found me. I'm even better hiding spot next time, Kupo. Besides, you can kind of do New Game Plus whenever you want. Oh, you actually found me. Well, I suppose it's time to go home, Kupo. Like, I could go over here, New Game Plus, and any content that I've already done. Like, all of A Realm Reborn is right there. Crystal Tower is right there. Hildebred, which is worth doing. Keep an eye out for that. I can redo my class quest if I wanted to. No, you should already have mounts. I fell asleep in my hiding place. I think I should return to my comfy bed. You have to do a particular quest. I don't remember where it's at, but you should be able to get your chocobo, and as soon as you get your chocobo, you should be able to start riding mounts. You have to get a currency though. When you join your grand company, it's like shortly after that, and you start getting company seals because you use your company seals to buy the barding that your chocobo needs. Unbelievable! You already found all the Muggles. Finally, we can go home. Never been so skillful seeking in my life, Kupo. Sorry to make you find everyone. We usually don't hide this well. You'll be the first one to invite into our next game. Oh, wait, it also might be behind story. I'm pretty sure it's after you join a grand company. Because you need to join a grand company first. And then after you do that, you should be able to get the quest for it. Oops, there's another quest over here. Gotta pick that up. There's so much work to be done, and so many Muggles do nothing but play. You look like a serious sort. Do you mind deliver something in Moghome for me? I have a pot here filled with rich black phloem from the surrounding area. Please deliver it to my friend Mogomo in Moghome. He should ever be so happy. Okay, so that's easy. But first we have to go...
I heat this up and
No.
no?
Fine.
It's mostly meat.
You can heat it up and I'll eat it, yes.
It's so creative.
Wait, what is that on the map? No, I actually gotta do something here. Damn it, wasn't paying attention. Okay. That's fun. I love that.
Love that.
Let me make sure that everything is solid and then... One second. Okay, it looks like I'm still live on Twitch and YouTube. Give me 1 minute, because everything just... And I just decided, no, I don't get to stream right now.
Add Malibu.
Okay, now we gotta play this game until we get back in.
Everyone's so creative. See how that looks like? It's not supposed to be there, but it is. Everyone's so creative. It's the only thing that's gonna make me happy when other people fuck up now. The only thing. Everyone else is stupid. Everyone's so creative.
You're being weird.
Everyone's so
You are being weird.
No.
Okay. So I'm order for install Shadowbringer. I need to finish first my 30-day trial and get access to DLC. All right. I mean, 30-day free trial should go by pretty quick. Okay. Next time my internet does that, I'm gonna call it there, because it's not fun to deal with ever. And it's probably going to be boring to watch me try to log back into a game. So, yeah, if it crashes again, that's just going to be the end. Let's go finish these 2 quests, and we go back to Mogholm. And then that should be it for this area until we come back later on. Just take my only advice to Final Fantasy XIV. Take your time. Take your time with stuff. Don't rush through story. Like, let yourself get invested, because it'll be much more fulfilling for you if you do. Even if it's a stupid quest where you don't feel like it'll connect to anything, it will later on. So there should be one more tool around here somewhere. Here, maybe? Ah, there it is. This isn't good. A nasty gang of dragons attacked my companions and me, scattering us every which way. The 3 of them should be around here. Have you found any trace of them, Kupo? Yay, basically playing hide and seek again. This is gonna be fun. Barely escaped by the floof of our pom-poms, Kupo. Time to go back to the others. Where's the bloody road? Many things are pointing me in the right direction, Kupo. Okay, so there's one more somewhere. Oh, the dragon's still out there. No, I guess I'll return. Yeah, you definitely want your mount when you start getting to these areas of the game. Trust me, do yourself that favor. We would have never found our way if it wasn't for you, Adventure. We won't let any of those vile beasts take us by surprise on the way back. Okay, and then the rest of them are in Mogholm, so we can just teleport right over there. Oh, the Avenger is back. What do you need, Kupo? Soil from the Zenith. My friend knows exactly what I like. See, the soil is essentially rich from all the flowers in the area. Perfect for my garden, Kupo. So how is Zenith? Majestic as always. Us Moogles are in charge of keeping it spick and span for Race Felgar. In return for the Great Worm advises us how we run into trouble with the vicious dragon serving Nidhogg. Like you can change mounts on the fly. Yeah, it's pretty good. Eventually you start getting the mounts from the different bosses, and they have the songs you hear from it. I don't have any of them yet to show off, which is unfortunate, but... Let's see, what do I have, actually? Mount Guide, Black Chocobo, Magitech Armor, obviously that does the Final Fantasy VI music. I've got all the different tribes. I've got a reindeer one, which has its own theme. They also do random, sometimes they have random abilities, which... Moogle's tools are dreadfully dull. I wish I had more of Landlord's shiny scraps, Kupo. The sheen, it's so bold. The metal's luster is so lovely, Kupo. What's this? Moxon said to give these to me. Thank you, Adventurer. I'll make sure to send my regards to Moxon as well. Collecting these Landlord relics has become a bit of an obsession for me. Everything is so shiny, I feel like I could just stare at the glittering collection all day, Kupo. We're gonna want the slaying one. Okay, so there should be no more quests here at the moment. So what we need to do at this point is the Go to Cothras. I actually really like this area of the game. It's probably one of my favorite cities. When last you saw Master Garland, he was advising the Ishgardians on their alien airship, correct? In that case, he should be at Camp Cloudtop. Failing that, we should try the airship landing, and mayhap even the strong steel manufactory. Let's not waste time searching aimlessly. Someone in the city is sure to know where to find him. The question is who? Sir Emmerich should seem the obvious choice, but there's no guaranteeing he'll be able to grant us an audience at short notice. I have it. Count Edmund's youngest son prides himself knowing all of Holy Sea's juiciest rumors. So let's turn to the manor and see if Lord Amanelane is about. Okay, so that... Just go to the last vigil. You want to get the alpaca as a mount? I'm trying to think what you can get. Okay, so those two quests I'm saving for later. That's why they're not done yet. We'll get to them eventually. Ah, the hero returns. How goes the fight, old boy? Well, I trust. It's Sir Sid Garlon, you say. And say no more. The taverns are full of talk, and the name of the said silver-haired genius has cropped up more than most. I hear he's tasked with getting that monstrous airship the Holy See commissioned to actually fly. It would seem the project's been plagued with mishap from the first. In the case of Master Garland, unworked employees have been known to frequent the airship landing. I wager their master does too. The airship landing, yes, I thought as much. Come, Lions, we must find Sid and trouble him with his expert opinion. I know each section of the game has its own, like, if you get all the bosses, so their extreme fights, there's like a rare mount that drops. And if you collect all of them from an expansion, it gives you a special mount. Lions, Alpha Node, how fare you both? Not terribly well, judging by your faces. Greetings, Master Garland. I'm sure this comes as little surprise as where I tell you we need of a favor. Another wind barrier. And you say it's conjured by Nidhogg. The Enterprise could certainly take you where you need to go, but she could not fare well against dragons. She's agile for a shipper's size, but not that agile. The Dravanians would fly rings around her. And if they took it into their heads to incinerate the rigging, there would be little precious we could do to avoid them. But there must be something we can do. Some manner of weapon we can use and employ. The city stands vigil at the edge of turning mist, but we do not know how much longer. Alright, alright. I didn't say it was impossible. I said it was impossible for the Enterprise. We need a smaller boat. Big Swedge. It's time we give that new toy of yours a proper field test. It's probably best if I let the lads show you. Come on, the manufacturer's not far. Yeah, this should actually give us a new mount as well. A pretty nice looking one, too.
Is it a pony?
No, it's not a pony.
Is it a lizard?
No, not a lizard. I feel this game is very close similarity to WoW, how they present the enemy in the world. I feel like, I know it's gonna seem weird when I say it, but like WoW's a little cartoony versus like, this is more anime, but there's obviously a distinction between cartoony and anime.
They're more stylized.
Shush. Bless you.
Thank you.
Our little project's just inside. You're gonna like this one. Bless you.
Thank you.
Feast your eyes upon our latest and greatest feat of engineering. We call it a mana cutter.
After you put down Gaius, Wedge and me struck out on our own for a bit and started work on the successor to the tiny Bronco.
Impressive little thing, isn't she? My talent for ship design has plainly rubbed off on them. They've adapted the principles of corrupted crystal technology and constructed a mechanism which converts ether from its surroundings into elemental wind. Said wind is then harnessed by the specially engineered sails, providing the craft with propulsion and lift. All in all, a most elegant solution. I'm actually a little upset that I didn't think of it myself.
The design does, however, come with one small flaw.
The energy conversion ratio's bloody awful. To generate enough power to get you off the ground, you need to be in an area awash with predominantly wind-aspected ether.
In other words, there are a few places you can fly, lots of places you can't.
The new Ishgardian airship hasn't left the boys much time for tinkering, meaning it may be a while before this particular project takes off, if you'll forgive the pun.
Tataru, what's happened?
I've been looking all over for you. There's been word from Aldar. It's about Her Grace the Sultana.
I kind of forgot that was a plot point we had to get deal with.
Quiet elsewhere. Leave the mana cutter with us. We'll see that she's airworthy and suitably equipped to slice through those winds. You, meanwhile, should concentrate on providing Raoban and the Sultana whatever help they need.
General summons, okay. General Ralmont says you might be uncovered the Sultana's whereabouts. He wants you, by which I mean both of you, to go to the Waking Sands right away and help with the investigation. Come, Lions. Pressing through Ishgard's plight may be our presence here will not serve to hasten the Mendham headquarters completion. Let us return to the troubled lands of Danelin and lend what aid we may. Tataru, have our friends at the congregation send a message to Justinian and tell him we have identified a solution to our problem. It'll take some time to prepare. As you wish, Master Alphanode. To the Waking Sands, Warrior Light. This past time Ulda has delivered us from this darkness. Yeah, but I mean, there are plenty of ways to get you gear anyway. Like, I've eventually when you get to the end game stuff, as you do dungeons, you're going to get this resource called the tombstones, and those are what will allow you to buy the gear you're going to need anyway. Plus, you're about to start doing some quests for your main class, which will also get you a set of gear. Like every 40, 45, 50 class will get you some new armor. And it's some decent armor for what you're gonna get. Okay, so we need to go to the Waking Sands, which is over in Horizon. Go ahead and do that real quick. Gotta give it a minute, so just reloads in. Oh, you might want to turn around.
Thank you for coming.
Or at least mute the stream at this moment, because this is gonna probably go into some heavy spoiler stuff that you haven't seen yet.
No thanks are necessary, General. I trust your recuperation continues apace.
I cannot complain. Thanks to Higiri administrations, I've regained much of the strength I lost during my imprisonment.
I gather you have made progress in the search for Her Grace.
You get more experience if you do it as without doing it as duty, though. And trust me, there are still people going through that stuff. So, NPC is good for. It's weird, because NPC is definitely a way to do it if you don't want to wait for the queue, but you will get bonus experience for doing it with other people.
Aye, some good fortune at last. A few days past, Dulala informed us that a sizable shipment of alchemical supplies had been delivered to the palace.
With Papa Shan's assistance, I set out to ascertain the source and nature of the shipment. My inquiries led me to Frondale's frontistery. There, I learned that an order had been placed for a curious substance designed to sustain patients trapped in death-like slumber. An invention of the former head alchemist, apparently.
A death-like slumber? This cannot be a coincidence.
It lends some weight to Dulala's claims, aye. Her Grace is likely somewhere within the palace, abed but alive.
Before making any attempt to extricate the Sultana, however, it seemed prudent to learn what manner of substance was used to induce her torpor. To that end, I made inquiries as to the whereabouts of the one most like to have administered it, the lady in waiting. We sent for you as soon as we learned of her location. All that remains is to apprehend the woman.
We shall find our cat's paw in the Silver Bazaar. But we must tread carefully. The market is not the bustling place it once was, and someone is sure to mark our coming. Should they inform the monetarists, we'll have a fight on our hands. We must be prepared for the worst, and being short an arm, I thought it wise to take another in its stead. What say you, warrior of light? Will you lend me yours? Then I pity the bastard that stands in our way. Come, my friends, for Nanamo, and for Uldar!
Target is Muriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting, a woman of Midlander heritage. I am told the two of you have met, which also indicates she left the palace shortly after the incident and has quietly rejoined the dwindling population of the Silver Bazaar. Since we begin a quick questioning of market residents and confirm that Muriel is still in hiding there. I kind of forgot that this is stuff, because, this is also part of a reason why you want to... easy to skip through a lot of this terrain. I know of any returning residents. Cause, don't tell me they're starting to come back. My master will not be pleased to hear of this. Alright, no problem. I'm probably going to be calling it soon anyway. Greetings, Lion. What can I do for you for Silver Bazaar's favorite adventure? Looking for Mario, you say. So hoping to lure her back to Ulda, you might as well give up now. The girl's done with the city life. Mario? Ah, she's here. Left for the city for good, she says. Barely leaves her house, though. It's one of the closest, one closest to the market entrance.
You are Meriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting?
I know no one of that name. Pray excuse me. General Alden!
We will have the truth from you, girl.
Mayhap it would be better coming from me.
Lolarito, you'd best talk fast.
As you know, Teleji Adeleji's Cartano reclamation bill was no more than a facade. A means to get his grubby little hands on that Allagan monstrosity, Omega. When he learned of Nanamo's intention to abdicate, however, he was forced to amend his plans. Suddenly, assassination seemed the most promising way to further his ambitions. I am told Teleji had discovered a maid in whose veins ran the blood of House Thorn, a new, more pliable puppet to sit the throne. 'Twould have caused an uproar, of course, but few could have contested her claim. 'Twas plain that Teleji's wild machinations had outgrown our ability to control them. So I decided to usurp his scheme and left the fool to seal his own demise.
And what of Nanamo?
Oh, I have no desire to harm her grace. 'Twould profit me little to destabilize our government. Thus did I employ young Meriel here to administer a potent sleeping potion in place of a poison. You should know, General, that your dear friend Ilberd was fully aware of my plan. I had him lie about the assassination as a means to prime your rage against Teleji. We weren't entirely sure how you would react, but things went rather better than expected.
You conniving little worm! You had your claws in the Crystal Braves before their first recruit had sworn to serve!
But of course, when a new game begins, 'tis only prudent to have a piece on the board. Ilberd was mine. Truth be told, a significant proportion of the Braves' initial endowment was also mine. With such large sums moving about, 'twas a rather trifling matter to disguise my own contribution. Ah, Ilberd. I secured his services with a promise to support his cause once my authority had been solidified. I swear, the man thinks of naught but prizing Alamigo from the grasp of the Empire. Unlike you, General, the poor fellow seems quite unable to forsake the land of his forefathers. Mayhap that's why he called you a traitor to your people and a disgrace to your homeland, amongst other things. What was it he always compared you to? Oh, yes, an overgrown lapdog begging for scraps at the Sultana's table. Oh, how we laughed.
Alas, Ilbert's entertaining little outbursts eventually gave way to wearisome tirades, and the zealous brute became rather unruly. I had no wish to see you executed, you understand, but he would not take no for an answer. Rest assured, his employment with me has long since ended. Which brings us neatly to the present. What say you, General? Both you and the Sultana are alive. We have one corpse and one fugitive, and preparations have been made to restore your good name. Shall we cry quits and start again with a blank ledger?
The hells we will! Do you honestly expect me to forgive and forget? After all you've done? You're guilty of high treason!
Stay your blade, Master Alden. You yourself are not innocent. Or have you forgotten your own crime in executing Teledji Adeledji without trial? Though you acted out of loyalty to the Sultana, such deeds are in violation of both the word and spirit of the law. If you would, Lord Lolorito?
This potion will wake the Sultana from her slumber. Consider it a gesture of conciliation. You will find her grace resting comfortably within her private chambers. Should you doubt my word, I shall willingly accompany you to the palace as your hostage.
I like not your motives, Lolorito. But you saved the Sultana's life, and for that, you have my gratitude.
And punt the little potato.
Punt the potato.
All Lolthefels are evil.
Alden, you are hereby reinstated as General of the Immortal Flames. The citizens of Ul'dah shall once more be united under Nanamo Ul'Namo, and together we shall usher in a new age of prosperity.
By the 12th, feared Lord Lolorito's arrival would herald another bloodbath. Little to suspect he of all people would gift us with the means to rouse the Sultana. Shall we make our way to Ul'dah? I would imagine Bartholomew has now instructed us to admit us. Alright, so now we go check on the Sultana. And then, I'm not sure... Was there anything else that we still hadn't taken care of. Oh, well, we gotta still find the Scions, but we don't look for them for a while. Flame General Ramon mentioned you might be coming. Please, this way if you will.
I was having the longest dream.
'Tis time to wake up, Your Grace. Another day begins in Thanalan, and the sun blazes bright upon the sands. Her Grace is awoken. The palace physician assures me she is none the worse for her slumber. I believe Her Grace will soon resume her plans to place the government of Uldar into the hands of its citizens. Whatever path she chooses to take, I shall walk it with her. And we shall tread slowly, lest the nation be unsettled in our wake.
Her Grace's compassion is a shining beacon to us all. But what our city truly thrives upon is competition. 'Tis in the struggle against our rivals that opportunities are seized and fortunes made. And with the Empire on the offensive once more, now would hardly seem the time to turn our system of government upon its head.
Are you privy to new intelligence, my lord?
I would hardly call it new. Remind me, what was the name of that enormous Imperial warship which met its end in Mordona? Oh, wait, I have it. The Agrias, yes, well. 'Twould appear that the Garleans have been hard at work on another such vessel.
How close are they to completing this ship? Is it operational?
Its maiden flight was a success, I hear. I should imagine Emperor Varys is eager to see how it performs in battle. My lords and lady, I move that it is time to repair the damage caused by Teleji Adeleji and prepare our great nation to repel the Empire once more.
"'Tis well that the Sultana has awoken. The Syndicate yet needs to put its house in order, but 'twould seem the worst of the confusion has passed. Uldar has taken control of its future, and I must do the same. I have decided to disband the Crystal Braves. Among the recruits, there were those who supported our Order's goals and convictions with all sincerity. 'Tis my hope that these loyal men and women will choose to remain our allies in the battles to come. As for those who sided with the traitor, Ilberd, they shall be hunted down and held to account for their crimes. It is my earnest hope that they will surrender themselves peaceably when the time comes, though I think it unlikely. Ah, my all-conquering Crystal Braves. The model army meant to pave the way for a single unified Grand Company of Eorzea. That so high an ideal should be brought so low. I need not tell you how deeply the betrayal stung me. Yet I see now that it was mine own naivety and pride which allowed the Braves to fall prey to corruption. As ever, it is to your own shining example that I turn for inspiration. Like you, I mean to stand firm in the face of hardship and give mine all for the cause. Let us resume the search for our missing comrades, that we might come together to shine the light of dawn across the realm once more. The role of Crystal Brave Commander suited me ill, and I shall play it no longer. Henceforth, I shall be no more or less than...
I blush to speak I blush to speak thus of mine inner turmoil. The fact remains there is no man alive in whom I'd rather confide. Were it not for your shining example, I might never emerge from beneath the pall of my despair. Still no word from Master Garland. I hope this mana cutter of theirs is nearing completion. I'm assured that Her Grace will make a full recovery. Aye, and Ulda, too, shall flourish once more. General Raban and his colleagues have matters well in hand, I believe. Lady Yagiri, a question if I may. I believe your people have been keeping a close watch on the Crystal Braves. Might you know how things stand at the Rising Stones? Yes, of course. You'll be pleased to know that the 3rd Unit Braves abandoned Revenant's Toll when they learned of Captain Ilbert's defeat. The only blue uniforms to see there now are worn by soldiers loyal to you, Master Alphinaud. To me, I see. I'm grateful to hear that at least some of our members were true to their oaths. Ere we return to Ishgard, I must go to the Rising Stones and thank these stalwarts for their service. It shall be my final act as a Crystal Brave Commander. Will you join me, Lions? You were there at the company's inception. 'Tis only fit that you are present at its end. I appreciate the support. Okay, so now we gotta go to the Rising Stones, which is in Revenant's Toll. Over there real quick. Commander, you're alive. The Lions, too. You get scraped through. My splendid Crystal Braves, I have wronged you, all of you. My promise of glory and salvation has brought you naught but blood and betrayal. You'll not hear us complaining. 'Twas a slight messier than expected, but we're still fighting for freedom and all, just like we swore. Ain't that right, mates? Aye. You humble me. I'm truly blessed to have such steadfast comrades. It's with the most profound regret that I must... That's enough of that, Commander. You know what you've mind to say, and we are having none of it. We've talked it over. See, we all agreed. You can take our uniforms and strip us of our ranks. We're no less of a company. But the Crystal Braves... The Crystal Braves may be finished, but the ideals of which the company was founded live on. They bind us to each other and to you. Commander Alphinaud, our minds are made up, and you may as well get used to it. Let us help the science. Let us help you find Menphili and the others. My friends, after all that has happened, I know not what to say. Hey, excuse me. I had thought my tears spent. My grandfather used to say that one could measure a man by the constancy of his comrades. Perhaps I am an exception which proves the rule. I do not protest. I know that I am not worthy of their loyalty, Lions. But as Dalek is my witness, I shall do everything in my power to earn it. I'll speak of the future plans of the remaining Braves and information we uncover of the missing sands when we share with the allies across the realm, specifically Oriange and the Waking Sands in Tataro and Ishgard. While we are organizing our various channels of communication, I'd ask that you call upon Master Garland at the manufactory. I'll join you in Ishgard as soon as I am able. Okay. So now we go back to Foundation. That should be everything that we need to do before we get into the next dungeon. Lions, how in the seven hells do you do it? So let's send to you. We have but a moment completed the Mana Cutter's first successful test fight. A few minor adjustments should be ready to go. While we see to the finishing touches, you may want to pay a visit to Fontaine Manor. A dragoon by the name of Vestinian was looking for you. Welcome, Master Heart. Shall I show you inside the manor? Please. You fulfilled your obligations to the Oldens, then. Mistress Tataru keeping me appraised of the situation. Once I've learned these mana cutters of Master Garlands was nearing completion, I saw no reason to tarry in the mists. For the present, Nidhogg seems content to remain in the Aviary, plotting his revenge. May not be this apt moment to unfold our plans to Sir Emmerich? I think we've kept him in the dark long enough. Night. Sir Emmerich is eager to speak with you. I proceed.
All stands ready, Lord Commander.
Ah, the moment has come then.
Pray excuse my lateness. I paid a brief visit to the workshop to inquire about the Mana Cutters. The engineers assure me that they're ready.
The area is now but a short flight away. Yet what a long and winding path we took to reach this point. Were it not for Master Alphino's proposal, we never would have attempted to parley with the dragons. Though our negotiations yielded little, our expedition with Lady Isar taught us much.
You took an unimaginable risk. I could scarce believe the tale Estinian told.
Aye. 'Tis true that many of our countrymen would sooner die than join hands with the heretic's mistress. But 'twas through that most unlikely of alliances that we came to speak with Hraesvelgr.
A conversation that went rather poorly, as I recall.
In this instance, the journey was more important than the destination. Had we not slain Nidhogg's consort, Tiaman, and put the Great Worm on his guard, the Dravanians would have arrived at Ishgard's walls long ago.
Aye, that they would. Full grateful am I for every hour of respite your actions have afforded us. Thanks to you, our defenses are much improved. 'Tis but a pity they won't be enough.
Thus you believe an assault upon the area represents the city's best chance of survival. Is that not so, Estinian?
I am under no illusions. Nidhogg's might is legendary. But with his eye in my possession, I can stifle his strength at the source. Victory will be hard won, even so. And I shall be glad indeed to have the Warrior of Light at my side.
You shall have my blade as well. There are more of these mana cutters to be had, yes?
Lord Commander, no!
How can I, a proud knight of Ishgard, stand by and do naught while an outsider risks life and limb for our homeland?
I swore an oath to protect this city. Pray leave the slaying of dragons to dragoons, Sir Knight. Your duty to command the city's defense is no less vital. Should we fail, and Nidhogg slip through our grasp, who then will hold the walls against him? Will you leave Ishgard in the hands of the Holy Sea's zealots? There are others. Who but you has the authority and the standing to orchestrate a city-wide defense? I do not, and neither does the Warrior of Light. That is why it is our place to fight, and yours to remain here, Lord Commander. What? You too, Master Alphino? By the Fury! You have shown some promise, but this adversary is far beyond your skills.
Your candor is appreciated, Sir Dragoon. I shall remain then and cheer you from afar.
Well, my friend, would seem I have discouraged the last of the volunteers, and claimed the task as ours alone. But if any alive can best this worm, 'tis surely we too.
I have pricked Master Alphino's pride, I fear, but had it been less forceful, the boy would have insisted on accompanying us up to the Eyrie. Do not think we blind to his talent. With a few more campaigns under his belt, I have no doubt that Alphino will make a fine field commander. But one does not practice on the adversaries such as Nidhogg. We shall be hard-pressed enough without an added worry of carrying a novice. Yeah, so we get the Mana Cutter key, and we get the last Aether Current. We have tarried long enough. Let's call upon Master Garland and take possession of the Mana Cutters. Fine, old friend. The cutters are ready when you are. The finer adjustments cost us a few sleepless nights, but we got there in the end. Which means you can get there when you need to go, I tell you. These little beauties tear through the wind barrier like a cement drill do cottage cheese. And that, my friends, is the Garland Ironworks guarantees. You have our thanks. Come, warrior of light. The Dreadworm awaits. Okay, so we have this one now unlocked. Great. So, while we're waiting for that, a couple things I could do. I do have a couple quests for my archer class that I could probably work on, get some stuff done for that. See, the threat of perplexity. Lions, you're safe. I feared you'd fallen victim to the Mage Slayer. I have not heard of a recent spate of gruesome killings take place within Ulda. Each case involves at least one dead Hermitage, and every corpse is found bloody, battered, and completely, utterly drained of etheric energy. Ill tidings aside, I'm glad that you are alive and glowing with vitality. It's time for you to delve into the final chapter of the Yawning Abyss. Coco Boha and our second youngest sibling will read from you the threat of perplexity. Greetings, Lions. Have you once more prepared to pursue the pages of power and peril? Then let us begin. The threat of perplexity. Ah, how magnificent the daunting power we wield. Flames pursue, ice transfixes, and lightning dances into the ranks of our enemies. But what terror descends when foes from all sides, those ranks close. Flames are smothered, ice crushed, and lightning grounded. Know you this threat, and where you for fuck's sake. I know how to say that word, but I can't say words, apparently. Is the point of this passage readily apparent? It is the most problematic, for example, should you meet with a malefic mage slayer, or he or she proves to have multiple murderers. When a Hermitage needs his thick-set Thal or courageous companion to accompany him in the case where collective cronies are expected. Not now as for your trial. Kokoboha, pray allow me to suggest a practical course for Lion's training. The town is buzzing of news of yet another slaughtered Hermitages, their mutilated bodies found fouling the waters of Nafika's wells. I'd have Lions aid me in hunting down the culprit while the trail is yet fresh. Lions may have tolerated your interruption of his trial last time, Boosie, but you are hardly the handy henchman he needs to clear such a hazardous hurdle. Your concerns are understandable, brother, but if I should allay your fears, I can introduce Lions to a valiant warrior who recently entered my employ. You have secured the service of a stalwart swordsman, then that would indeed be in line of learning the lessons of the day, perhaps. Come now, Lions, let us be about our business before Kokoboha has a change of heart. I'll be waiting for you in Nafika's wells. Was that Kokobusi? Okay, Nafika's wells, I think, is... Okay, south of Horizon. Makes that nice and easy. Ah, Lions, so good of you to come. My Rogadin friend here is a warrior I mentioned back at the oscillary. Now, there's no time to waste. Why don't we head into the stream and examine the bodies of slain mages? I would go with you, but my delicate stomach, I fear I might contaminate the scene. Remember, you're looking for anything that might help us track down this killer. Did you cover anything incriminating? The blood is still slick with a touch. The slaughter must have been recent indeed. The villain may yet lurk nearby. Return to the creek where the bodies lay linger for a time. Dare say your aura, saturated with the enticing etheric energy, will lure the Mage Slayer into the open. Have courage, Lions. Our brotherly companion stands ready to leap to your aid. Uh-huh. Doesn't sound like trap at all. Can't do it while on the duty finder. Alright, that's fine. Your partnership with our hired blade went splendidly. Unfortunate, though, that one of the imps were able to flutter away. Oh, did you not notice? You couldn't wish to report to Kokoboha with your trial but half finished, would you? Of course not. I'm afraid, however, that the Rogadin has already collected his recompense and departed for the nearest alehouse. What to do, what to do? Surely a dermatologist of your caliber can handle a single imp. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, it fled into the little cave over there. Hurry now, before it slips away into some hidden nook or cranny. Actually need to go back and I'll try to do this dungeon before I call it a night. Is that the other half?
It's not even half. I've just been chilling.
This is not Kokobushi. Well, it is Kokobushi, but Kokobushi possessed of a void scent that escaped from Mormo's urn. It's feeding on the etheric energy of all those slain thermiters. And you, my dear mana-rich lions, were to be next. I waited to observe your delicious power since the moment we met. A pity that has been such an amazing charade. However, did you see through it? I am Kokobushi's brother. How could I not? It is time I destroyed you, Mormo. Put a stop to these sinister killings. As the eldest, I must take responsibility for my family's misadventures. A coward like you destroy me? The opening strike should have pierced my heart, but instead you aimed for the knife. Fear stays your hand. Fear that slaying me will also slay your sibling. Poor, spineless Hermitage. I shall, however, leave you with a pleasant thought, as Kokobushi's fervent wish to amass his power. He craved the arcane strength to stand beside his brothers as an equal. A shame that we must stand against you. It pains me to admit, but there's some truth to the creature's words. Surrender the perfect opportunity to end this. I've betrayed my own teachings. Return to the ossuary and report the completion of your trial lines. I'll remain here for a time and gather my thoughts. Always when I'm in a cutscene. It is without fail. It happens every time. Alright, let's see if I can actually remember how to play in a group. Still gotta change things up a little bit. fighting dragons. No. Because they're dragons, they don't deserve pets. Not fun when I don't get a lot of AoE, which kind of sucks. This is different. Oh, I see what he's doing. That's fucked up. Yeah, that's completely new. I've never seen that boss before. They must have changed it at some point. I'm not sure what that was. So what do we got? Healing, don't need that. Aiming, don't need that. Cool. Should be getting up to Nidhogg here shortly. Let's see if I can actually remember how Nidhogg goes. Okay, yeah, this is a bit different too. I don't remember them spawning 5 dragons in at once. A little bit different than what I remember. Because I remember at some point Estinian was supposed to come down with the eye and like shield you with it from one of like his big attack. So let's see, what do we got? We got... Ooh, a new spear. Can't hate on that. Healing, and I got the Roar of the Worm as well, so we'll go ahead and grab that. We'll go give it to our tank because... Take a look at this thing. Ooh, it's a pretty nice looking spear too. Yeah, Nidhogg is dead, so that's the end of the expansion, right? That's it. There's no more bad things. We've taken care of the big bad threat.
With cats?
Nah, we pet him with our the sharp end of our sword. Thou wouldst use my own eye against me. Time has not done naught to dilute thy kind's depravity. I have not forgotten thee, Dragoon. Mine essence claimed thee once, shall do so again.
No, Worm! This ends here! people 1,000 years of suffering. Now I gift you an eternity in darkness.
They are ours, Lord Eldrath. The eyes of Nidhogg.
Aye. The worm lies broken and my father is avenged. With the wellspring of his vitality thus denied him, Nidhogg shall not linger long in this world. But behold the terrible price we have paid. My sire is dead. So many brother knights slain. We traded our honor for the strength which now courses in our veins. And still we are forced to make such sacrifice.
But not in vain, my lord. Hraesvelgr is the only great worm left in Dravania, and he dares not leave his lair. With Nidhogg's eyes in your possession, who now can challenge the might of Ishgard, ascend the throne, and take your rightful place as the ruler of our people?
Nay, my friend. I must forsake the mantle of king. Though Nidhogg be defeated, his wormling horde yet darkens the skies with wings beyond counting. As one who partook of Ratatoska's strength, it shall be my penance to bear a knight's arms until death grants me leave to retire.
But Lord Haldreth, what then shall become of the royal line?
Think of your people, my lord. Without a king, who will the common man turn to in his hour of need? How will he find his way without your benevolent hand to guide him?
I thank you, Sir Flavian and Sir Silvertrill, for dispelling my remaining doubts. With men of such wisdom and compassion in service to the realm, 'tis plain that Ishgard has no need of a king. But if you must bow to the demands of tradition, you need look no further than yourselves for one worthy to wear the crown. Fare thee well, my brother knights, my loyal friends. On these shoulders shall I bear the weight of my father's sins.
What cruel jest has fate played upon us? Have we seized this desperate victory only to lose a king?
We can but act as our lord has bid. We few who remain must divide between us the rulership of Ishgard and her people.
Not I. My oath was to Lord Haldrath, and he alone. If he is not to be king, then I would hang up my shield as well.
Will you abandon us too, sir?
I would wash my hands of blood and betrayal, and take up an honest trade. Mayhap I shall serve ale instead of sharpened steel.
We four, then.
Forton, Hylanat, Dirander, and Zemail. But 4 houses to rule all of Ishgard.
And what of the throne?
We keep it empty. Until the day a king rises once more. We shall shape our nation anew with a history of our own making, and let the truth of this dark day die here, upon the battlefield.
What ails you, friend? Are you wounded? You have borne witness to history. To the culmination of the first battle with Nidhogg. The legend of Ishgard's founding tells that our ancestors were led to the land of Kurthus by the valiant King Thordan. In the midst of their journey, they came to a wide chasm, where they were set upon by a great worm, Nidhogg. A furious battle then ensued, with Thordan leading the van. Though the brave king was slain defending his people, his son, Haldrath, the first Azure Dragoon, fought on undaunted. And with a mighty thrust of his lance, he gouged out Nidhogg's eye, forcing the wicked creature into retreat. Thus, did this eldritch orb become a sacred treasure of Ishgard, lending its power to every knight deemed worthy to bear the title of Azure Dragoon. A rousing tale, is it not? Would that I could still believe it. But your vision, which we must accept as immutable truth, leaves no room for doubt, save on one point. If Haldrath took both of Nidhogg's eyes, then how came this eye to be lodged in the worm's skull? Beneath every answer we unearth, another question lies buried. 'Twas a fierce battle, but one I knew we would win. Your fame is well deserved, warrior of light. Full proud am I to have fought at your side. I would fain return with all swiftness to Ishgard to inform the Lord Commander of our triumph. But we must first have words with Hraesvelgr. There are parts of this tale that the worm has kept from us, and I would know wherefore.
Alright, so that should be the last quest of... Let's see. Though Nidhogg has fallen, my heart is yet heavy, and the stain of corruption pleases me not. When all has been put to rest, I shall need to forge my armor anew. Nidhogg fallen, none save for his Felga remain to answer our questions. Let's trouble the worm again. And if Iceheart yet lingers at the zenith, all the better. I'd have her hear the truth from the dragon's maw. Alright, but that is going to be the last thing I do for tonight. We are level 59 now, so one more away from max level for this expansion. Maybe I'll jump over to Archer, kind of work on that a bit. And then I really don't know what I'm going to do. Continue working on... I don't know, I'll figure it out. Anyway, let's go over to Foundation and just kind of log off there. Alright, have a good night. Tomorrow, I wish I could play more Final Fantasy tomorrow, but I think they're going to have like a 24-hour maintenance. So I'm going to have to wait until after that, and then, so I'll probably do a Library of Runia or something. I haven't decided yet.